My name is Kevin Kriebel. I'm the VP of Global Partnerships at Drata. We're in the compliance automation space, so helping organizations maintain, reach compliance automation through frameworks like SOC 2, ISO, et cetera. The idea being that companies need to become more compliant and able to sell to upmarket customers, increase their trust across the internet with all of their partners and customers and everyone in their ecosystem. So our main cloud go-to-market partner is Amazon Web Services, AWS. For us, it's about who has the most access to the most companies on the planet that are buying, purchasing software, and that's AWS. So for us, as a company that's really predominantly selling to software companies that are trying to become compliant, AWS was a real easy and natural fit as a partner. So they're looking to AWS for their infrastructure to ensure that they're secure, but then they're working with Drata to ensure that infrastructure and other parts of their business are compliant at the same time. The big thing we've done, right, so the first year of really being in marketplace with AWS was about getting as much velocity, as much momentum as we could through marketplace transactions. We've done that. We did about just over 1,000 last year, which was pretty incredible. We actually got mentioned on stage alongside CrowdStrike and MongoDB as the top marketplace co-sell partners for AWS. This year is about now getting the sales teams more engaged, right? That was much more focused and led by a few individuals on my team. And now it's about getting sales managers on our side and sales managers on the AWS side working together on a more frequent basis, and then getting the sellers tied in off of that momentum as well. And so that's what we've actually just launched recently here in March of 2024. We're really excited about the momentum of where that'll take us. Last year, we saw over 400 net new opportunities sourced by AWS that were legitimately net new opportunities for our business brought to Drata. This year, we anticipate that being anywhere from 3 to 4x more. As a VP of BD, the idea is that what we're doing needs to be a support function and empower the sales team. So that's what really this partnership with AWS does, and Tackle fuels the majority of what we're doing with them. So with Tackle offers through Salesforce, we're enabling our sales team to basically create their own private offers. So as opposed to having one person under me on my team that manages all those offers, the sales team is actually empowered to go do their own deals on their own time and submit those through Marketplace. The integrations we're using from Tackle with Salesforce, again, our sales team is really trying to work with AWS sellers to make sure that they're getting business back from those sellers. And so taking deals through Marketplace is a natural way to do that, to prove to AWS sellers that, hey, your customers are interested in our product in Drata, and that they're buying it at a high clip, which is the case for what's happening. So enabling our sellers to basically do that, right, through Marketplace, through private offers, using the Salesforce integration from Tackle, then enables them to have more seamless conversations and connection with AWS sellers. Our success metrics aren't really based on how much we're taking through Marketplace. We leverage how much we're taking through Marketplace to really create the bilateral partnership with AWS. So us taking more and more through Marketplace is a sign of partnership with AWS. It's also an easy way for us to prove out to AWS at large that of Drata's 4,500 customers, the vast majority are AWS companies. And so we're showing them like, hey, your AWS, your customers are already showing you that they want Drata, and how do we use that to then leverage and create more momentum in that partnership to get AWS sellers to then say, hey, what about my customers that aren't using Drata yet, right? And so that's really what the metrics are that we care about as a business, is what are the opportunities that AWS sellers are bringing back to us that are net new, that we're closing, and then what are the opportunities that, whether it goes to Marketplace or not, having the AWS rep involved is actually meaningful to us winning that opportunity. So we just started leveraging Tackle's co-sell integration with Salesforce. Again, for us, it's about making a more seamless process for our sellers and the AWS sellers. So as opposed to doing bulk uploads or going one by one and saying, hey, let's register this opportunity or that one, we have automation built out with Tackle so that every opportunity that moves to qualified is shared with AWS through the ACE pipeline. Our pipeline is their pipeline to work with partners to say, hey, we're halfway in or only partially in. It shows. And so we've made a commitment to making sure that we share our entire pipeline with AWS. We use Tackle to automate that so that it's in real time. If you're working with a provider like AWS, if you're not all in, you're never going to really experience the full benefit of what that partnership can look like. So we've actually had the pleasure of working with Chelsea Morgan on the support side, who's, we have her on our own Slack instances. So if and when we're running into challenges or there's a nuanced customer that's come up with an offer type that we've never experienced, or starting to get more into CPPOs and ABOs, Chelsea's been a great coach and mentor for the team underneath me that works on all of that. She's also been pretty critical in helping work with our finance team. So for Drata, When I joined the company, there was no partnership with AWS. This is new for a lot of people at this company, and that's been really impactful of me not being the only one who has to go and kind of help those teams, but having somebody like Chelsea and other folks at TAC who have gotten involved meaningfully to kind of coach our team, mentor them, and get them bought into what we're doing.